Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Hales and I make videos about the books that I'm reading. So, I have read 24 books this year, this whole year, and I know that that is 24 more books than I had read at the beginning of the year, and that is very exciting. And not everybody reads that many books a year. And that is so valid. However, last year I read, I think, over 150 books. I would have to check exactly how many I read last year. But the year before that, I read 256. So I have been beating myself up about it. So I am doing a 10 for the end. And it kind of scares me because I have a couple of chunky books on this list, but I really, really would like to at least get to 35 books read this year. That is my hope. I, not within this list, am hoping that on Halloween I can read at least like maybe two, possibly three of the Amazon original short stories that have come out that are like paranormal, demony kind of, like the one I read, I think it was Hot for Slayer by Allie Hazelwood. I listened to the audiobook while I was driving and it was fantastic and I really enjoyed it. So I would like to get some of those done before the end of the year, not just to pad my uh, reading goal, but because tomorrow is the 30th, so Halloween is just like a little more than 24 hours away. So, all that said, let's get into the 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year. You are going to see a couple of crossover books if you watched my TBR that comes out on Halloween. So, just know that I am doing everything I can to get at least a little bit closer to my reading goal in the last 2 months of the year. So, that said, the four books that you have already seen in my TBR are Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. This is, I don't even remember what the series name is because it's not on the cover. But this follows Wrath and Amelia, and Wrath is like one of the princes of hell. He is a demon. I know, like, with Cassandra Clare, it would be a greater demon. I don't know if that is standard titling from demonic whatever. I know in another one on the list, they just call them Hell's Royals. And speaking of that other book, that would be Her Soul for Revenge by Harley LaRue. I am hoping to finish the entire Souls trilogy before the end of the year. When I'm done filming, I'm gonna go finish Her Soul to Take because I am so close to being done. And if I didn't like really need to be filming this right now, I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't be filming right now. I would be reading because it is getting so good. Like, it's been good, but it is getting into that like meaty, juicy end piece that I just absolutely love. That like they're on the run right now and they're in a hotel room and there's only one bed, which is good because at this point they've really danced around it, but they are in love. So another from my TBR that I am hoping to read before the end of the year is Scream for Us by Molly Doyle. I have read this, so it is a reread, and I wanted to read it on Halloween, but I think that I'm probably just going to read it November 1st because most of November to me is still like fall aesthetic, fall vibes, even though I am probably going to put a Christmas tree up like the second I get home on Halloween. As soon as that is over, there will be a Christmas tree over there, probably. So, book 4 on the list, and the last one from my November TBR is Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. I said in my TBR as well that I will probably not be reading the paperback because it is so big and the words are so small. Uh, so, I mean, I might. I'm definitely not going to be able to sit and read it and annotate it, probably. I don't want to annotate this copy in general because it is. Oh, that's pretty. I don't think I'd even opened this, but it's got the playlist. That's cute. That is really cute. Um, but I have been reading the series on my Kindle. I read the first one on my Kindle. So there is a good chance that I at least read some of this physically, but I don't like the format all that much. If I could have a smaller version, then I totally would. But that's just not gonna work for me. And then I did leave the other one that I want to read before the end of the year in my room. And that would be Soul of a Witch. It is the last book in the Souls trilogy by Harley LaRue. That is the one that I am most excited for. So as soon as I finish this, I am hopping into the last one because so far I am almost done with Her Soul to Take, and Everly is my favorite character. So those are the first 5. Now we're going to get into 5 that I have yet to talk about. So the next one, uh, very triggering, very dark topics. Something just fell out of it. Okay. That is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. There is so much stuff in here. I'm gonna have to look at that in a minute. Um, this is one that I had previously started, and then I ended up DNFing. I don't even remember why. I believe it was because I saw that you should read Satan's Affair first. The reading order that the author has put up says Satan's Affair first, and then Cat and Mouse Duet, and then the spin-off books that have come out since then. So Haunting Adeline is definitely one that I would like to finish this year because I don't like having it look like I DNF'd it because I turned around and read Satan's Affair instead. So I do want to get back to this one. And then I have another one that I am almost done with. And I didn't mean to DNF this one, it just kind of happened. But that is Legend by Marie Lu. I'm not even sure when I picked this up. I found this at the Goodwill bookstore. And I mean, I read like 2/3 of it. It's floppy, you can't hardly tell. But yeah, I read most of this, and then I sat it down one day and I never picked it back up. But when I was reading it, I was really enjoying it. So I need to finish this by the end of the year, or I'm going to be very mad at myself because it's probably been 3 years since I picked this up and literally sat down and read all of this in one sitting and then put it down and never went back to it. So, and then I have another one that has been on a couple of TBRs this year. And I have the ebook on my Kindle as well. And I just have not felt like sitting down and picking it up. And that is because this is also paranormal romance, and I am just now getting back into that. But that is Nevermore by Kelly Krieg. Um, and then the next one that I have is yet another TBR vet that has been on a couple of TBRs so far this year, but I really just got back into paranormal romance and paranormal in general. So that is Nevermore by Kelly Craig. I am going to try my best to finish this before the end of the year because it is so good. This was actually originally shown to me as being I was told that people were rediscovering this and saying that it was like if Chrissy and Eddie from Stranger Things got together, and I immediately ordered a copy. Uh yeah. So I will be getting to this for the end of the year. We are now down to the final two books that I want to read in the end of 2025. So the first one is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. And I believe that I picked this up at one point when I was back in Ohio. So I don't know if that was like 2022, if it was this year, last year. We've gone up a couple of times to visit family and friends. And since that's where I grew up, that is where I wanted to go to like revisit the bookstores that I went to as a kid. So I picked these up, and basically, music and song and singing are weapons in this world. And I think that concept is really cool. So I'm hoping to read this by the end of the year. We'll see if that happens, but fingers crossed. I feel like all of the books on my 10 for the end have something creepy about them. Like, even Boys of Tommen is creepy in the fact that the dad is a piece of shit and what the older brother went through. Like, that was a creep. But that said, the last book on my 10 to I feel like most of the books on this are creepy, but I'm going to put this one on anyway. The 10th book is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. This is another one that I've been meaning to read for quite a while. I don't even know. I don't even know when I got this. It's just been sitting on my shelves for the longest time, and it looks so good. I think it's either vampire or zombie. I just don't know which. But the back says Cold Town was dangerous, Tana knew. A glamorous cage, a prison for the damned, and anyone who wanted to party with them. And that just sounds so enthralling. And I am so excited to finally pick this book up. And I am really hopeful that I can get through it by the end of the year. I'm not going to lie, for some reason, I am just getting the giggles right now. I, I don't know why. Uh, yeah, my brain has turned to mush. All I really want to do is go read. So thankfully, that is the end of my 10 for the end video. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what books are on your 10 for the end in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.